The night on planet Rylox was cold, darker than usual, and filled with a strange fear. Every house in the village had its lamps lit. Every door was locked. And in the center of the village, a huge crowd had gathered around a metal cage that stood taller than two men. Inside that cage sat the creature everyone called the Voran beast, a legendary alien animal that villagers believed brought disaster wherever it walked. The elders said the beast was dangerous. They said it attacked livestock. They said its roar could poison crops. And they said that tonight it had to be sacrificed. Everyone accepted this without question. Everyone except one person. A young human explorer named Evan Hawley had arrived in Rylox only a few days ago. He had traveled far across the galaxy, studying alien life, hoping to understand the universe better. He had never seen fear like this fear. So strong that even children were being held close, as if the world was ending. When Evan heard the noise outside, drums, shouting, metal weapons clashing, he stepped out of the small hut he rented. He followed the sound until he reached the crowded center. And then he saw it, the massive cage, the shaking torches, and the terrified faces of the villagers. But what caught his attention the most was the creature inside. It was huge, yes. Its horns curled like dark stone. Its fur was thick and rough. Its muscles were large. But Evan noticed something the villagers did not see. He noticed the creature's eyes, two bright blue eyes that were not filled with rage or hate. They were filled with fear. The beast was trembling. The villagers shouted louder, "Kill it before sunrise. It must die. It brings us bad luck." The elders raised their staff in the air and announced, "Tonight, we end the curse." Evan felt something twist inside his chest. It felt wrong. Very wrong. He stepped forward and spoke. What did the creature do? The crowd turned to him with confusion. Some stared, some frowned. The eldest elder walked toward Evan with a slow, heavy step. "It is a monster," the elder said firmly. "We do not ask questions about monsters." Evan pointed to the cage. "It looks scared," the crowd gasped. Some even laughed nervously, as if Evan had said something foolish. "Scared? It has killed our animals. It destroyed our fields. It must be sacrificed before it destroys us." But Evan did not move back. He stood still, studying the creature carefully. Its breathing was fast, not angry. Its claws were curled inward, not attacking. Its head was low, almost touching the metal floor of the cage. Everything about the creature said one thing. It was not dangerous. It was terrified. "Who saw it kill your animals?" Evan asked. The villagers looked at each other. Silence filled the air. No one answered. "Who saw it destroy your crops?" He asked again. Again, no answer. The elder raised his staff and shouted, "The legends tell us. The stories tell us. That is enough." Evan took a slow breath. He could feel the entire crowd staring at him with suspicion. But he trusted his instincts more than their stories. He stepped closer to the cage. The villagers gasped again. Some shouted, "Stop, it will attack you. Move away, human." "Are you trying to die?" But Evan continued. Step by step, he walked toward the trembling creature. He could see every detail, now the ribs pushing through its fur, the dry lips, the way it kept glancing at the villagers like it expected a blow. The creature wasn't dangerous. The creature was starving. Evan knelt near the cage, slowly drawing a food bar from his pack. His movements were gentle, calm, without fear. The torches flickered behind him, making his shadow stretch across the cold ground. The beast looked at the food, then at Evan. Its breath slowed. Its eyes softened. Very slowly, it leaned forward. The villagers screamed, "It will bite him! It will kill him! It's tricking him!" But Evan didn't move away. He held the food bar in an open palm, showing he had no weapon, no threat, only help. The creature sniffed the food. Its massive nose touched Evan's hand. Then, with surprising softness, It took the food bar between its teeth and ate it. The entire village fell silent. No one spoke. No one moved. The beast lowered its head again and gently nudged Evan's hand. Evan placed his palm lightly on its fur. The creature leaned into the touch like a lost animal finally finding kindness. After years of fear, see? Evan said softly, turning toward the villagers. It's not a monster, it's just hungry. The elder's face twisted with anger and frustration. Human, stay out of our traditions. We know our dangers, we know our curses. Evan shook his head. No, you only know your fear. For the first time, several villagers looked unsure if the beast was truly dangerous. Why didn't it attack the human? Why didn't it roar or bite? Why did it behave like a scared animal? Evan stood up. This creature is innocent. Someone lied to you. Someone created fear. The elder's eyes darkened. The drums stopped. The torches hissed in the wind, and the hook ends with the elder whispering, "You do not understand what you have awakened, human. The villagers feel something terrible is coming. Something bigger than the beast. Something hidden, but Evan knows one thing for sure. The creature is not the real danger here." After the shocking moment in the village square, everyone went silent. The torches crackled in the cold wind, and the Voran beast sat calmly behind Evan, as if the human's presence alone gave it safety. That no one had ever seen such a thing. Evan stepped back a little and watched. The beast slowly finished the food bar. It licked the ground gently, as if afraid even to make noise. The villagers, who had always imagined the creature as a violent monster, suddenly felt something strange doubt, but the elder immediately struck his staff on the stone floor and shouted, "Do not be fooled. The beast is manipulating him." Fear returned to the villagers' eyes. They trusted their elder more than themselves. Evan quietly observed this reaction. He understood something important. The problem here was not the beast. The problem was the fear inside the people. He took a slow breath and said, "Let me examine the creature. Let me study it. I'm trained to understand alien species." The elder narrowed his eyes. "Human, your science means nothing here. Our traditions stand for centuries." But Evan already knew the elder was hiding something. His eyes kept twitching toward a large stone pillar behind the crowd. Something was carved there. Something he didn't want Evan to see. Evan spoke calmly. "If this beast was truly violent, it would have attacked me already." A few villagers whispered to each other. Some nodded. Some looked away from the elder. Evan decided to use the moment. He walked around the cage slowly, inspecting the metal. The bars were old, rusted, and covered with deep scratches, not fresh ones, but marks made years ago. The creature had been locked up for a long time, maybe even before the current villagers were born. He checked the ground and found no signs of fresh blood or violence. The creature had hardly moved for days. It was too weak to attack anything. Evan turned to the crowd. "This beast didn't destroy your crops. Something else did." He could see it in their faces, confusion growing bigger. One villager, a young girl, stepped forward nervously. "My grandmother said the beast kept our village safe before the dark times." The elder immediately silenced her. "That is enough. Old stories are dangerous." But Evan caught the detail. The beast once protected the village. He knelt beside the cage again. The creature lifted its head slightly and sniffed his jacket, like a dog checking if a stranger is friendly. Its breath was warm and gentle. Evan placed his hand on the cage bars and whispered, "You were never the monster, were you?" The creature blinked slowly, almost like a nod. Suddenly, the elder grabbed Evan's arm. "You will not speak to it." The beast growled softly, not in anger, but in warning toward the elder. The elder stepped back quickly. The villagers exchanged looks. Why would the beast protect the human? Evan stood straight and looked directly at the elder. "You're hiding something, and I'm going to find the truth." The elder clenched his teeth. "Guards, take the human away." Two village guards approached, holding spears, but neither wanted to touch Evan. They had seen what just happened. The beast might defend him again. Evan used the moment and said loudly, "If you take me away, the real danger will strike your village." The villagers gasped. Evan continued, "I studied the land while traveling. Your crops are dying because of something else, a shadow creature. It leaves deep bite marks on trees. The beast does not have teeth like that." A shocked murmur passed through the crowd. "So if you kill this beast tonight," Evan said firmly, "you will kill your protector and leave yourselves defenseless." The elder shouted, "Lies! All lies!" But this time, fewer people believed him. Evan turned around again and placed his hand through the cage. The beast pressed its head gently into his palm, a sign of trust so pure that it broke the fear inside many hearts. A villager whispered, "It trusts the human." Another said, "Maybe we were wrong." The elder saw the crowd shifting. His control was slipping. With a furious expression, he gave an order no one expected. "Lock the human inside the council hut. He is corrupting your minds." Before Evan could react, more guards surrounded him, this time under strict elder command. They grabbed Evan's arms. The beast roared loudly, the first powerful roar the villagers heard that night. The ground shook, the cages rattled. The guards froze. Evan shouted, "Don't hurt it. I'll go with you." The beast immediately quieted. Watching Evan being dragged away, the villagers felt something they had never felt before. They felt guilty. As Evan was taken toward the council hut, he shouted one last message. "If anything happens to me, the beast will not stop you. It only wants to protect you, remember that." The villagers stood in confusion. The elder's face was hard and cold, and the beast slowly lowered its head and gave a sad, soft cry like a lonely animal losing the only friend it ever had. Something was breaking in the village. Something hidden was about to rise. And Evan had just become the biggest threat to the elder's secrets. Evan sat inside the council hut, his hands tied with thick alien rope. The room was dim, lit only by a single glowing crystal on the ceiling. He could hear distant murmurs from outside. The villagers were confused, scared, and unsure who to believe. He tried to stay calm. The beast was still alive, but the elder was becoming more dangerous every minute. Evan whispered to himself, "Fear. Someone made them afraid on purpose." Then he noticed something strange. On the wall beside him, hidden behind an old cloth, he saw a carved stone tablet. It looked ancient, older than the whole village. He leaned close to read it, despite the ropes. The carving showed something shocking. A giant beast, the same Voran beast, standing guard beside villagers who looked peaceful and happy. Another carving showed dark shadow creatures attacking the village. And the most surprising carving of all, the beast was fighting the shadow creatures, not attacking villagers. Evan's eyes widened. This beast, it was their protector. He whispered. He looked carefully at the last part of the carving. It showed a group of elders wearing robes, similar to today's elders standing in a circle around the beast. Above them was a symbol of control. It all clicked together. The first elders once controlled the beast to protect the village, but the current elder wanted power, not protection. If the villagers trusted a beast more than him, he would lose control. So he changed the story, turning the protector into a monster. Evan felt anger boil in his chest. This elder lied to everyone, he muttered. He used fear to become powerful. Just then, the door of the hut creaked open. A young villager, barely a teenager, slipped inside nervously. His name was Rill, he whispered. "Human. I saw you feed the beast. It didn't attack you. My grandmother used to say the Voran beast was kind." Evan nodded. "Your grandmother was right. This beast protected your people for generations." Rill hesitated. Can I help you?" Evan looked into the boy's frightened yet honest eyes. "Yes, I need you to untie me." The boy quickly cut the rope with a sharp stone. Evan stood up and stretched his stiff arms. "Rill, listen," Evan said. "You must tell the others what we found here." Rill shook his head with fear. "The elder will punish me." Everyone listens to him. Evan placed a gentle hand on the boy's shoulder. "They will listen when they see proof." Suddenly, a loud horn sounded outside, the horn of the elder's judgment. Rill's face turned pale. "They're going to start the sacrifice soon." Evan's heart pounded. "We have to hurry." He grabbed the ancient stone tablet from the wall. Dust fell everywhere as the old cloth dropped to the floor. Then he hid the tablet under his jacket. "Come, Rill. Stay behind me," Evan said firmly. They slowly opened the hut door and slipped out into the shadows of the village. Torches surrounded the cage again. Villagers had gathered, but their faces looked confused, not angry. The beast sat silently, its eyes scanning the crowd nervously, searching for Evan. The elder stood proudly in front of everyone, holding a glowing ceremonial dagger. "Tonight," he declared loudly, "we remove the curse forever." But the villagers did not chant like before. Something felt wrong to them after what they had seen earlier. Some whispered, "What if the human was right? The beast didn't hurt him. Why does the elder rush the sacrifice?" Evan and Rill moved along the outer edges of the crowd. Then, Evan saw something horrifying. Behind the cage, deep in the forest shadows, something moved. Something tall. Something thin. Something glowing with red eyes. A shadow creature. The same creature shown in the ancient carving. It was watching the ceremony, waiting for the beast to die. Evan froze. His heart raced. If they kill the beast, this creature will attack the village. They will all die. Suddenly the shadow creature crawled closer. Its long limbs scraped the ground. Its sharp teeth reflected TORC hell IGF. Evan whispered, "Rill, we must expose the truth now." Rill nodded, trembling. Evan stepped forward and shouted, "Stop!" The entire crowd turned. The elder's face darkened. "You again? Guards!" Evan held up the ancient stone tablet for all to see. "This tablet shows the truth. The Voran beast protected your village for centuries. The shadow creatures were the real danger." Gasps filled the air. Rill shouted bravely, "It's true. My grandmother told me the same stories." The elder's voice shook with sudden panic. "Lies. He forges lies." But his confidence was breaking. Evan pointed behind the cage. "Then, explain that." The villagers slowly turned. The shadow creature stepped into the light, its red eyes glowing, its mouth dripping with dark saliva. It let out a chilling hiss that echoed through the village. The villagers screamed in shock. Some stumbled backward. Some grabbed their children. Some hid behind carts. The elder's face went pale. Evan shouted, "THIS is your real enemy. And your beast has been protecting you from these monsters all along." The Voran beast stood up inside the cage, muscles tense, eyes locked on the shadow creature, not with fear, but with silent rage. The villagers watched, hearts pounding. Evan whispered, "Now the truth begins." The moment the shadow creature stepped into the torchlight, the entire village broke into panic. Women screamed. Men backed away. Children clung to their parents. It was tall, thin, and unnatural, its limbs bending in ways bones should never bend. Its red eyes glowed like burning coals. For years the villagers believed the Voran beast was the monster. Tonight, they finally saw the real one. But the chaos did not stop the elder. Instead, his voice rose louder, dripping with fear and frustration. "Do you see?" he shouted. "The shadow creature comes because the beast is cursed. The human brought this evil here." Evan stared at the elder in disbelief. "You're still lying? Even now?" The elder ignored him. He pointed at Evan. "He is the reason this monster has come. He touched the beast. He awakened the curse." The villagers were scared and confused. Fear made people blind. And the elder knew exactly how to use that fear against Evan. Voices rose. But the human warned us. No, the elder is right. This is all too strange. What if both are dangerous? The elder grabbed a torch and pointed it toward Evan. Seize him. Guards rushed forward again, but this time Evan did not back down. He stepped in front of the villagers and shouted, "Look at the creature behind the cage. It is not coming for me. It is coming for you." Everyone turned again. The shadow creature stepped closer, its long claws scraping the stone ground. It hissed, and the sound made even the bravest villagers tremble. The Voran beast reacted instantly. It threw itself against the cage bars, roaring with fury not at the villagers, but at the shadow creature. The force was so strong that the bars bent outward. The villagers gasped. "It wants to protect us. It's fighting the shadow monster. Why would a cursed beast risk itself for us?" The elder's face tightened. His lies were falling apart. He screamed, "The human controls the beast with tricks. Don't trust him." But then something happened that destroyed the elder's words. The shadow creature lunged forward fast, crawling on its limbs like a nightmare hunting prey. Villagers ran in terror. Evan shouted, "Get back!" The creature pounced toward young girl. She fell, terrified, too shocked to move. Before anyone could react, the Voran beast smashed through the cage. The old metal bars snapped like sticks. Dust exploded everywhere. The ground shook under its weight. The beast charged straight at the shadow creature with a thunderous roar. It wasn't attacking the villagers. It was protecting them. The villagers stared in disbelief. It broke free to save us? It's fighting that thing. This beast is not our enemy. The elder stepped back. His power was crumbling. He shouted desperately, "Don't believe your eyes. This is all a trick." But no one listened this time. Evan saw the beast and the shadow creature clash, fangs, claws, and monstrous strength colliding. Sparks flew where claws hit stone. The beast roared in pain but didn't back down. Evan shouted, "It's trying to defend you. Help it." For the first time, villagers considered fighting beside the beast. But the elder panicked. His voice cracked with fear. "Stop him. He is turning you against me." Guards grabbed the elder's arms to calm him, but he shoved them off. He pointed at Evan once more. "Take the human. If he dies, the creature will stop defending us." Evan couldn't believe it. "You would sacrifice your own people, just to keep your power?" The elder bared his teeth like an animal. "I will sacrifice anyone to protect the village from humans. And from beasts." That was the moment the villagers understood. The elder wasn't protecting them. He was protecting his control. A villager said boldly, "The humans saved the beast. The beast is saving us." "What have you done, elder?" Another spoke, trembling but brave. "My grandmother said the old elders were wise, but you are nothing like them." The elder's eyes shook. His authority slipped like sand through fingers. He screamed, "You all are fools." But his voice echoed hollow and empty. Meanwhile, the Voran beast threw the shadow creature to the ground. The monster shrieked and tried to crawl away. Evan saw that the beast was tired, weak from starvation and captivity. It couldn't finish the fight alone. Evan made a quick decision. He grabbed a metal spear from the ground and charged toward the scene. The elder shouted, "No! Leave the creature to die." But Evan ignored him. The villagers watched in awe as the human, just one man, ran straight toward the nightmare creature without hesitation. He stabbed the spear into the ground beside the shadow creature, forcing it to turn away. The beast took the chance to strike hard, slamming the creature into a stone wall. Together, human and beast cornered the monster. But just as Evan prepared to strike again, the elder grabbed a heavy stone and rushed forward, not to save Evan, not to save the villagers, but to kill Evan himself. The villagers screamed, "Evan, behind you!" The elder, he's going to kill the human. But Evan didn't turn fast enough. The elder raised the stone high, eyes burning with rage. You ruined everything, human. The elder's scream echoed through the night as he raised the heavy stone above his head, aiming directly at Evan. The villagers gasped, frozen between fear and shock. No one moved fast enough. No one expected the elder, the man they trusted, to try killing a human who had only tried to help them. Evan turned just in time to see the shadow of the stone falling toward him. He lifted his arms to shield himself, but something massive moved faster. A roar tore through the air. The Voran beast slammed into the elder with the force of a falling tree. The stone flew from the elder's hands. He crashed onto the ground, rolling in the dust. Coughing in shock, the villagers screamed, not from fear of the beast, but from fear of what their elder had tried to do. The beast stood between Evan and the elder, chest heaving, eyes blazing with protective fury. The creature was bruised, injured from the fight with the shadow monster. But its determination was stronger than pain. It lowered its head and growled a deep warning rumble that shook the elder to his bones. Evan slowly got to his feet. He placed a hand on the beast's side. It's okay, Evan whispered. I'm all right. The beast calmed slightly, though its eyes never left the elder. The villagers stepped closer, confused and afraid, not of the beast, but of the truth they were finally seeing. One villager said, "It saved him." Another whispered, "The human was right all along." The elder scrambled backward on the ground, panic filling his face. Stay away from me." But he wasn't talking to the beast, he was talking to the people, for the first time. The villagers saw him not as a protector, but as a coward. Evan spoke loudly so everyone could hear. The beast protected me. It fought the shadow creature. It did everything to save your village. And this man, he pointed toward the elder, tried to kill me just to silence the truth. The elder's voice cracked. Lies! All lies. The human controls the beast. He wants to destroy us. But no one listened. The villagers had eyes. They had seen everything. A brave old woman stepped forward. "Elder, you said the beast was cursed. But the only cursed thing I see is your heart." Another villager shouted, "You let our crops die, didn't you? You blamed the beast." Then a memory clicked into the minds of many. For months, the elder ordered everyone to stay inside their homes at night. He said it was for safety. But what if he wanted them to never see the real monsters? Evan took a step toward the crowd. The shadow creature appeared because the beast was weakened. It was starving in that cage. It couldn't defend you anymore. The villagers gasped as they understood the truth. If the beast dies, Evan continued, those shadow creatures will attack every night. You need this beast more than you ever knew. One man shouted, he knew, the elder knew. A woman cried, he tricked us. All of us. The elder stood up shakily, sweat dripping down his face. He pointed wildly at the villagers. You fools! You can't survive without me. I am your leader. Evan narrowed his eyes. Then why were you the first to run when danger came? The elder froze. He had no answer. The villagers looked at each other. Shame in their eyes, shame for believing lies for so long. Shame for letting fear control them. Shame for nearly killing their protector, before anyone could speak again. A horrible screech ripped through the dark sky. Everyone turned toward the forest. The shadow creature, the one the beast had nearly killed, was dragging itself back out. Its body was broken and twisted, but not dead. Its glowing eyes locked onto the village with pure, burning hatred. And then 3 more glowing red eyes appeared behind it. Evan felt a chill run up his spine. There are more of them. He whispered. The villagers backed away in terror. The creature stepped into the light, thin, tall, skin stretched tight over sharp bones. Their claws clicked on the stones. Their jaws quivered with hunger. The elder finally broke. He dropped to his knees, trembling. No, this can't be. Evan held the spear tightly. "Get behind me," he shouted. The villagers rushed behind Evan and the beast. The beast stood beside him, weak, injured, but ready to fight. Evan looked at the villagers. "You wanted to know who your real protector is?" He pointed at the Voran beast. "It's him. Not your elder, not your legends. Him." The three shadow creatures let out a bone-chilling hiss. The ground trembled beneath their steps. Evan whispered to the beast, "I'm with you. We fight together." The beast let out a deep roar, the kind that comes from a creature with nothing left to lose, except the one human who showed it kindness. Villagers held their breath. The shadow monsters charged, and the human and the beast stepped forward side by side. This was no longer a myth. This was no longer fear. This was the beginning of a bond that would change their world. The ground shook as the three shadow creatures charged forward, long claws scraping stone, their twisted bodies bending unnaturally as they sprinted. Their red eyes glowed brighter with every step, hungry for fear, blood, and chaos. The villagers screamed and backed away, huddling behind broken carts, barrels, and each other. The air filled with dust, cold wind, and the smell of danger. Evan stood tall, gripping the spear with both hands. Beside him, the Voran beast braced itself. Its breath was heavy, its body was wounded. Its strength was fading, but its spirit was stronger than ever. Evan whispered to it, "We fight together." The first shadow creature leapt toward them with a piercing shriek. Evan ducked under its swipe and stabbed upward. The spear struck its shoulder, but its bones were hard like metal. The creature hissed and slashed back, narrowly missing his face. The beast reacted instantly. It slammed its massive horned head into the creature, sending it rolling across the ground. The villagers gasped in awe. For a beast, it's fighting like a guardian. It's protecting the human. The legends were true. But there was no time to celebrate. The second shadow creature pounced, aiming straight for the villagers hiding behind carts. It moved with terrifying speed. Evan saw it. The villagers saw it. They screamed, but the one who moved fastest was the Voran beast. Despite its pain, it lunged and intercepted the monster mid-air. The two crashed into the ground, claws and fangs tearing at each other. The beast roared in agony as long, sharp claws sliced across its back. "No!" Evan shouted. He ran to help, swinging the spear downward. He pierced the creature's leg. Dark fluid splattered across the stone. The creature shrieked and kicked him back, sending Evan rolling across the dirt. He hit the ground hard. The world spun for a second, but Evan pushed himself up, again face set with determination. The villagers watched the humans stand and fight, bruised and breathless yet fearless. One villager whispered, "He's fighting for us." Another said, "Not even our elder ever risked his life like that." The elder, meanwhile, hid behind a wooden crate, shaking, terrified, whispering to himself, "This is all wrong. Humans should not be heroes. Beasts should not protect." His lies were collapsing around him like broken glass. The real horror begins. The third shadow creature emerged slowly, larger than the rest. Taller, more intelligent. Eyes burning brighter than fire. It didn't rush. It watched. It studied Evan. It studied the beast. And then it spoke in a deep, wet whisper. "Kill the protector." The villagers shuddered in fear. They had never heard these creatures speak. Evan's heart sank. This creature wasn't just hunting. It had a mission. The Voran beast stepped forward, wobbling but resolute. It growled back a deep, thunderous sound that even the shadow creature hesitated at. The leader creature hissed, "Kill the human." Evan tightened his grip on the spear. "Come try." The creature charged faster than anything before. Evan dodged left, rolling on the dirt, but its long claws sliced the air. Right beside his face, sparks flew as the claw hit stone. Evan stumbled to his feet. He stabbed, but the creature caught the spear with its claw. It snapped the spear in half like a twig. the villagers cried out. Evan was now unarmed. The shadow creature raised its claws ready to slice Evan apart, and suddenly the Voran beast rammed into the creature with all its remaining strength, knocking it off its feet. But the beast collapsed too, its legs trembling, its body torn from earlier wounds. Evan ran to the beast. "Stay with me, don't give up." The beast blinked weakly, breathing heavily. Its strength was nearly gone. The shadow creature got back up slowly, angrily. It limped toward them with venomous hatred. "Human, dies now." Evan stood protectively in front of the exhausted beast. He raised his broken spear like a dagger. It looked pathetic, but he didn't back away. Villagers watched in stunned silence as a single human stood between death and their last protector. But then, something changed. A group of villagers stepped forward. Then more, and more. One man picked up a farming tool. A woman grabbed a torch. A teenager lifted a heavy stone. They formed a line. "Between Evan, the beast, and the monster, we fight with the human," someone said. "And with the protector," another said. Fear finally lost. Unity finally rose. The shadow creature hissed in fury at the crowd. Evan shouted, "Together!" As the villagers charged forward, the elder collapsed to the ground, holding his head. No, this wasn't supposed to happen. I was the leader. No one listened to him anymore. Because tonight, the human and the beast became the real leaders. The villagers charged forward together, shouting with fear, courage, and pure determination. The shadow creature hissed at them, flashing its long claws, but for the first time, it hesitated. Humans, villagers, and the beast were standing together. This was not the weak, frightened village it hunted before. Evan led the front line, holding the broken spear like a dagger. The Voran beast, shaking and wounded, rose again with a loud roar that made even the monsters step back. The shadow creature lunged, aiming straight for Evan's throat. But this time, the villagers fought too. A man struck the creature's leg with a hammer. A woman burned its arm with a torch. A teenager threw a heavy stone at its jaw, and Evan stabbed the broken spear into its chest. The creature shrieked, a horrible, echoing sound, then staggered backward. It tried to retreat into the forest, but the Voran beast blocked its path. With one final roar, the beast slammed the creature into the ground and crushed its skull with its massive horns. Dark dust burst into the air. The shadow creature lay still, dead. A silence fell over the village. The remaining two shadow creatures, injured from the earlier fight, crawled back into the forest, afraid, defeated, and unwilling to face a united village again. The battle was over. The beast collapses as the villagers lowered their tools. The Voran beast staggered. Its legs shook. Its chest heaved painfully, then slowly. It collapsed onto the ground. Evan rushed to it. "No, stay awake, stay awake," he cried, placing his hands on the beast's head. The beast blinked slowly, its warm breath touching Evan's arm. It had been starved, beaten, chained, and forced to fight stronger enemies while half dead, yet it had protected the village again and again. The villagers surrounded them, not with fear, but with guilt and respect. One villager said, We almost killed our guardian." Another whispered, "We listened to lies for so long." A woman knelt beside Evan. "Human, what do we do? How can we save it?" Evan looked at the beast, then at the villagers. "This creature trusted you even when you feared it. Now it needs you." Without hesitation, the villagers rushed to bring water, blankets, fruit, and herbs. They placed soft cloth under the beast's head. Children brought flowers. Elders, silent and ashamed, stood in the back. The beast's breathing slowed. Its eyes softened. And for the first time ever, the creature felt safe. The elders fall. Meanwhile, the old elder tried to sneak away, but the villagers caught him. They dragged him before Evan and the beast. The elder looked broken. trembling with fear, not of the beast, but of the truth. I only wanted control, he stammered. If the people feared me, they would obey me. A villager spat on the ground. You made us harm our protector. Another villager shouted. You chained the guardian and fed lies to our children. They removed his elder's staff and threw it aside. No more lies, one villager said. No more fear, another said. The elder was exiled from the village that night, alone in the dark forest he once claimed to protect. His power vanished like dust in the wind, anew. Beginning, Evan placed his hand gently on the beast's neck. You're safe now, he whispered. The beast lifted its head weakly and pressed it against Evan's shoulder. The villagers watched with wide, emotional eyes. One of them said softly, It has chosen him. Another whispered, It trusts him more than anyone. And then something beautiful happened. The entire village knelt down to worship the beast. Not to follow Evan, but to show respect. Respect earned, not forced. The oldest villager, the woman who had once spoken of her grandmother's stories, stood and said, From this day forward, the Voran beast will no longer be called a monster. It will be known as the guardian of Rylox. She then turned to Evan, and you, human. You will be known as the beast's chosen friend. Evan felt his throat tighten with emotion. He looked at the villagers, then at the beast. I didn't save it, Evan said softly. It saved all of us. The beast blinked slowly, as if agreeing. The legend begins as the first light of dawn touched the sky. The villagers worked together, building a warm shelter for the beast near the village temple. They fed it, healed it, and cared for it. Children laughed watching it drink water gently from their hands. Elders apologized sincerely. Farmers offered their best food, and Evan stayed by its side. Every day, every night, they became inseparable, human and beast, guardian and friend, protectors of the land. And so, a legend spread across many planets. A human once saved a dangerous alien beast with kindness. The beast returned that kindness with courage. Together, they defeated the shadows of fear. Together, they became heroes. And together, they became a story that no one would ever forget.